and welcome to Titanium Plus Tarot. And today I will be doing a what should you pay attention to due to your intuitive style video. Okay, so for this, I'll be using some concepts from Superconscious Education brought to us by Chris Duncan. I will also be using the Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein deck, which is an oracle deck. And with that being said, my gorgeous triple let us get into the reading by first getting to my insights. So, what was I gonna say? My insight was number one, I am rocking the frizz ball. I'm completely aware of it. It looks like a ball of wire. I don't know. It might look awesome. It might look ugly. I don't really care. The only thing I want you to take from this is that, sometimes you've got your quirks, and you're just being fine with what you have and utilizing it to the best of your abilities. Right now, might look like a mess at this point, but like to me, it looks like this ball of volume, which is like a lot, which frames my face, which frames my face lovely, right? So it's all about your perspective, and it's all about what can you take from a situation to better serve your need. So that is what I have for my insight. Okay, now the way I'll be dividing this reading is with the 9 orientations brought to us by Christopher Duncan. And the first orientation is the orientation of the perfectionist, the individuals who intuitively know how things should be done in order for them to turn out great. Okay, so the card I pulled for you guys is there is a stream of love supporting my dreams. There is a stream of love supporting my dreams. Now, what I was tapping into when I first did this part of the reading is that though right now you might not feel that it is a love that is supporting you. You might feel like it's something that is hindering you, that's working against you, that's not really helping you along your path, and so on and so forth. And let me just say that it might not seem like it now, but in a couple of months, in a couple of days, in a couple of years, you might turn back and say, now I see it. And if this had not happened, I would not be the person I am today. For example, when I was a child, I was picked on, bullied, teased by my other people in my class. And at the time, I was in a victim mentality. So I didn't really appreciate what happened to me. And I was like, woe is me, woe is me, woe is me. Okay? But what happened was that when I was hit by that car in 2008, which some of you know about, some of you don't. So what happened was that I was hit by a car on November 19th, 2008, right? And when that happened, I had a big-ass TBI, a traumatic brain injury. So I basically have a permanent bruise on my brain. But what that bruise allowed me to do is rewire my mind, my circuitry, if you will, and be able to overcome some difficulties that I had that were programmed into me from elementary school, from childhood, and I was able to get out of it. And that reprogramming that happened was actually a key component to my improvement as a individual. So what this is saying is that maybe right now it doesn't seem like whatever is happening is supporting you, but in the long run you will definitely find how whatever situation has happened in your life has only been a blessing in disguise, right? It's not like at the moment I would have been, hey, me being hit by the car was the best thing that happened to me. Now I can because I have hindsight, but at the time it wasn't necessarily the case. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, and that was it for my perfectionist. All right, so now on to my helpers, the individuals who intuitively know how to assist anyone in any situation at any time and anywhere. So please, God, angels, and guides, Anyone for the highest good who has a message for my helpers, please come forward and share what should they pay attention to due to their intuitive style this week. Please, God, angels, and guides. Anyone for the highest good who has a message for my helpers. Please come forward and share what should they pay attention to due to their intuitive style this week. Please, God, angels, and guides. Anyone for the highest good. And you got, when I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. When I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. So instead of leaning on things that are fleeting and past that aren't really, how should I say it? They aren't really staples in your life, you won't necessarily be able to actually, you will actually be closing your mind off to all the possibilities. But if you look at the world in a way that you are more leaning on certainty and faith, you will be able to change your perspective on life. All right, my gorgeous helpers. All right, so that was for you guys. Now on to my achievers. The individuals who intuitively know how to set goals and go about achieving them one by one. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my achievers. I was going to say helpers, achievers. Please come forward and share what should they pay attention to due to their intuitive style this week. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my helper achievers, please come forward and share what should they pay attention to due to their intuitive style this week. And you got, when I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. So in this case, she used the word universe, but in reality, I feel like this is divinity, God, the energy force that inhabits us all. That inhabits us all. When you lean on that certainty that because we're born, we have a right to exist because we all have a bit of that life force energy within us. When you understand that, well, then peace becomes real. Because what are you going to do? Kill divinity? You are not. You're going to understand that anything that is in this planet, is on this planet, has its own, has the right to be here. Okay? So that was it for my achievers. All right, so now on to my individualists. The individuals who intuitively know what to place in the center of attention, how long to keep it there, for what aim and what purpose. So, please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my individualists, please come forward and share what attitude, no, what should they pay attention to due to their intuitive style this week. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my individualists. Please come forward and share what attitude they should adopt to get what they know, what should they pay attention to due to their intuitive style this week. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good. And you got the key. Wait, where's my crystal? The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need, because what you think you want is not necessarily what you want, and what you actually need, or should I say what you want is not necessarily what you need, and what you need is not necessarily what you want. And so when you are in prayer, just ask for the highest outcome, the thing that will help you best achieve your wanted desire. And sometimes the best is to not like, if you want the best results whilst talking to God, make sure to keep it open so that God can come in and work God's magic or whatever, whatever you are calling out to. So keep it open. Keep it open so that that power knows. What am I talking about? Okay. So, or okay, if you want the best result, be general. Be general in what you are asking for. Be more specific in the emotion that you want to feel and less specific on the way it's going to happen. Because if you're specific on the way that it is going to happen, it is more probable that what you want will not happen. Okay, and also know that it has to be for the highest good of all. If it's for the highest good of all, well then be it's you'll have better chances of getting it because the higher God, okay, wants you to think of the collective, not just yourself. Okay? Alright, so that is what I have for the individualists. Now on to the investigators, the individuals who intuitively know what to research, when to research it, with what aim and what purpose. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good, who has a message for my investigators, please come forward and share what should they pay attention to they're into the style this week. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good. And you got, what did you get? You got the one card that's yes. Okay, so this card says, when I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. So what I'm getting from this is that the moment you understand that whatever is happening in your life is happening for your best good, and the moment you understand that is the moment that you will get on board with what the universe is trying to teach you. And when that happens, you will be more receptive to what you are being led to learn. You are being brought to learn. I hope that makes sense. If not, ask questions and it'll be my pleasure to answer. Okay? And now on to my loyalists. The individuals who intuitively know what to stay loyal to, how long to stay loyal to it, for what aim and what purpose. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my loyalists, please come forward and share what should they pay attention to their intuitive style. Please, God, angels, and guides, and you got, what'd you get? You got, when I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. When you're having fun, basically, is when you will get the most assistance from the universe, from God, because you are enjoying yourself, and and God wants to give you more enjoyment. But if you're like, yeah, but I've done many things without enjoyment, but when have you started to gain fruit from that labor? When you have what? Started to get enjoyment out of it. So make sure that you concentrate on things that make you happy or finding ways to make things that make you unhappy happy. Okay. I hope that makes sense. If not, ask questions and it will be my pleasure to answer. Alright, so that was it for my loyalists. Now on to my protectors. No, enthusiasts. So my enthusiasts are the individuals who intuitively know what to be enthusiastic about, how long to stay enthusiastic about it, with what aim and what purpose. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good, who has a message for my enthusiasts, please come forward and share what should they pay attention to due to their intuitive style. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good, who has a message for my enthusiasts, please come forward and share what should they pay attention to due to their intuitive style this week. And you got obstacles are detours in the right direction. My enthusiasts, obstacles or detours in the right direction. So I feel like there's something that you want to accomplish this week, but this is exactly what I got for my loyalist, I think, more or less. Basically, this is the message I was trying to give to my loyalists. So this week you're trying to do something, and you're having all of the issue, like every single issue you can think of is popping up into your reality, and you're like, I can't deal with this anymore. Oh my goodness, why can't I just do this and get over it? Why? And I think that right now the topic is not why can't I do this. The topic is why aren't you being allowed to continue? There's definitely something that you're lacking understanding on, or that you are not really grasping fully. And so that is just your detour is actually the universe's way of telling you, hey, before you go and do that thing you want, you first need to go through this stage, right? And sometimes people go through that stage and realize that that thing that they wanted was not actually what they wanted in the first place, right? And so they drop it and they move on to something better for them. So that was it for my loyalists. Okay. So now on to no, that was it for my enthusiasts. So now on to my protectors, the individuals who intuitively know how to keep things safe, um, how and how to keep things safe, in what way, for what reason, and for what aim. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone who has good who has a message for my protectors, please come forward and share what, what, what should they pay attention to due to their intuitive style this week. Please, God, angels, and guides, and you got. When I am in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disturbed, which is very similar to a card that I pulled earlier, right? So this is just saying when you are in alignment with source, when you are in alignment with the collective consciousness, and you are in the right headspace, you the peace that already exists, the balance, the equilibrium, the delicate balance between all things cannot be disturbed, because all you want is to continue the love, continue the peace, and keep it going for as long as possible, right? So that was it for my protectors. Aha. All right. So now on to my chameleons, the individuals who intuitively know what intuitive styles to use in any given situation. So when I mention intuitive styles, all the things that I've mentioned up to this point are intuitive styles in themselves. So please, so it's whatever the situation calls for in actuality. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my chameleons, please come forward and share what should they pay attention to due to their intuitive style. Did you see my eye roll? My eye rolling myself. I crack myself up sometimes. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my chameleons, please come forward and share what should they pay attention to just learn to style this week. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my chameleons, please come forward and share what should they pay attention to just learn to style this week, please. And you got, when I think I've surrendered, I surrender more. Aha! Now that's why I got this. Okay. That's why I got that idea. Today, I went to work, and yesterday I talked to a colleague of mine, and I had asked her, can we work on this project together? And she said, yeah, sure. Okay. And I was like, yes, I was expecting her to be here today. And what happened? She wasn't there. And so I was like, maybe she's coming in to work later today. Didn't happen. And I let it go. I was kind of a little resentful that I didn't get any news from her. But it was fine. It was like, I could do it. I did it. I was not very happy. I was kind of ticked off and whatnot. But then I asked my boss, like, why isn't Aya here? That's her name, Aya. And he's like, well, she called in sick. I'm like, okay. So then my super conscious training kicked in, which was, all right, tell us. So what is this? What is God trying to tell you at this moment? And I was like, oh, well, this just proves to me that I could do the project that was supposed to be done with two people by myself. I was like, oh, so I can do this by myself. I don't need Aya. Well, I mean, it would have helped to have Aya, but it was good to see that I had enough capabilities to do it by myself, which is what I needed because that indicated to me that I could be a mom. Why? Because I had, and I've actually spoken to about this to a coach of mine, and he was like, "Well, why are you doing this job? What's the point?" And I was like, "Well, if you think about it, this job is going to help me become a better mother by teaching me how to work with people who are constantly bothering me while I'm working, who are constantly asking me questions, who are constantly making a mess, who are constantly not putting things where they should belong, and all those stuff. So this is basically preparing me to become a mom with little kids who have no sense of order and who have no sense of personal boundaries, technically speaking. And it's like, oh, okay, that's an interesting perspective. So I mean to say that is what I am getting from this. When I think I've surrendered, I surrender more because in that moment, I think I had surrendered to the idea that I was not going to be there to help me out today. But then I surrendered more, and then I saw how this was a blessing in disguise, how this actually helped me better and to better know myself and to be more understanding of myself. Okay, so that is what I have for my chameleons. Now, what I want to stress in this portion is that I don't know if you've noticed, but um, chameleons are basically, like I said, all of the intuitive styles rolled into one, which means if you are partly aware of what's going on in your reality, partly aware of what you're doing in every single moment and all that stuff, you are able to tap into a chameleon's mindset. You are able to become a chameleon and have better practice with this. Now, granted, this will take time. It is not something that comes easily to everybody, but if you want to become more intuitive and become more versed in utilizing your intuitive style or styles, right? This is an absolute amazing way of getting there. This this format, being able to tap into different types of intuitiveness, to be intuitive and to be able to pull as much information from every situation that you come across. Okay? So, my gorgeous triple tears, this is all that I have for you guys this week for this video series. If you like this and if you'd like me to go deeper into your specific situation, please contact me at the email box below and it'll be my pleasure to assist. In that same box, you'll find a little description of this video and the email you can send donations to on PayPal if you feel so called. And with that being said, my gorgeous triple tears, I wish you guys all a very good week and I will see you next Friday, okay? Bye.